Hello, welcome to our video. Today, Alaina and Lena are going to show you how you can use Zoom for a virtual Girl Scout troop meeting or your service unit meeting. Zoom is a really cool tool to host virtual meetings, and it's a free tool that not everyone has used before, so me and Alaina are going to walk you through it. So once again, my name is Lena. I work for Girl Scouts of Western New York, although I'm at home right now, as most of us are, and I'm a volunteer experience manager. And Alaina, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, my name is Alaina Cottrell, and I'm a Girl Experience Manager at Girl Scouts of Western New York, and I am working from home as well.
So we're teaming up to just show you a fun way that you can still stay connected with the girls in your troop and the volunteers in your service unit. So we're in Zoom right now, and the first thing that I am going to do is share my screen, and I'm going to go actually right to Zoom website so I can show you just how easy it is to set up an account and use it. So now I'm on Zoom's website, which is zoom.us. So you can type in zoom.us, or you can download the Zoom app on like a smartphone or a tablet. And I already have an account, but the first thing that you're going to want to do is sign up for an account. And signing up is really easy. All you need is an email address, and then you're going to create a password, kind of the way you would set up an account for anything. So now I'm going to go over here to my account. I'm already signed in. And I'm using my GSWNY account, but you can also do this from a personal account, a Gmail, a Yahoo, whatever you might have. I'm going to go to meetings on the left-hand side to create a new meeting. And so this is how you would set up a troop meeting or a service unit meeting. I'm going to schedule a new meeting. And I am going to say, let's call this Daisy Troop Meeting number 1. And in this meeting, we're going to work on our clover petal. And so this is first is the meeting title, and next is a description that you can share with your families. And I'm gonna say, please bring colored pencils and paper so we can do the meeting together. I'm gonna say, let's have our meeting on Tuesdays. So our next meeting will be on the 31st. We can have it at 5 p.m. Another thing about meeting virtually is you don't have to do it in the set time that you normally meet, and you can pull your parents and ask, do they want to still meet, on Tuesdays at the same time, or you might be able to meet on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. if that works for everybody, since everything is so different right now. One thing about Zoom is that they have a 40-minute time limit for meetings, but right now they are upgrading people. So I've been in a few meetings where I've gotten a message pop up that says, we're going to extend your time past 40 minutes with the free trial. But if your meeting goes past 40 minutes, which is the free limit on Zoom, then you can always just hang up and call back in. So we'll just leave it at an hour. And then later, Elaine is going to explain to you how you can accomplish your meeting in 40 minutes or less. Let's have a reoccurring meeting. You can select that or not select it. But, we'll have our troop meeting weekly. Every 1 week on Tuesdays, and let's just set it for 4 reoccurrences. The next option is to set a password. We recommend you set a password if you're going to be sharing your link. So, you invite people to your meeting with a link. If you're going to share that link on social media or anywhere public, it's a good idea to set a password just to keep girls safe. If you're just going to do it privately, emailing or texting the parents, you might not need one. But you can set your password to be whatever you want. So it could be something easy, like Girl Scouts or, Troop 345. It could be, I love school, whatever you want your password to be. We can select the option to have our videos on, because that's the cool thing about these meetings is that your video's on. The next option is for audio. We keep it on both for the most part instead of telephone or computer. Telephone is a nice option in case anyone doesn't have access to a laptop, tablet, or smartphone. They can always just call in over the phone, or they can use computer audio, like me and Elaine are doing right now. And then there's just a few more options. Enable people to join before you, mute participants upon entry. For the most part, I just leave those blank and let it do its presets. And then we're going to save the meeting, and now it's completed. That's all it takes to set up the meeting. You can see it says start this meeting on the right-hand side, but we're not ready to start it, so we won't click that. I can email the meeting out through Google, Outlook, or Yahoo, or right here I can click copy the invitation. And now I have this, which I can copy the meeting invitation and I can pop it into any email I want, or I can even easier just highlight this hyperlink and I can copy it, or like if I was on a smartphone, I could hold it and copy it and just send it in a group text to all the parents in my troop or your service unit volunteers. And that's all you have to do. It's saved. You can start the meeting when you're ready. You can edit the meeting. You can delete the meeting. You can even save the meeting as a template. If you have maybe you're a troop leader for more than one troop, you can kind of copy it. And then later, so, let's say now it's Tuesday the 31st, when I'm ready to start my meeting, I would log back in, go to my account, and go to meetings, and then whatever meeting I'm ready to start, I would just select start. And that's how you set up a meeting. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. And now Alaina will share her screen. So another cool feature of Zoom is that people can share their screen. So this is a good way for you to share information or put up a message, or you can all watch a video together. So Alaina is going to walk us through how you can run a virtual meeting using Zoom. And I just want to say you don't have to use Zoom. We're just showing off Zoom. You can do a meeting in Google Hangouts. You can have a meeting in Facebook Messenger, but not everyone has Facebook or other things like that. So Zoom is nice because it's free. You can download it and you can have up to 100 participants. You can have a really big troop meeting or a service unit meeting. And now I will turn it over to Alaina.
All right. Thank you, Lena, for showing us how easy it is to set up your own virtual Girl Scout troop meeting using Zoom. And just a couple of things that I want to add to what Lena had went through. So when you're setting your duration for your meeting, as she mentioned, for the free basic plan on Zoom, it's a 40-minute limit. However, if you close out and then just call back in, you're able to continue your meeting. And also when you're setting your duration, say for instance, you set your duration for 30 minutes for your meeting. After that 30 minutes, Zoom isn't going to kick you out. That is really just a scheduling tool to let your parents know and your troop know about how long you expect your meeting to be. But no matter what you set your duration to, Zoom won't kick you out after that time has gone by. All right, so I'm just going to walk you through a couple of steps of how you can actually run your virtual Girl Scout troop meeting in under 40 minutes or less. So here we just took a screenshot of us in our Zoom because we wanted to show you some of the functions that you're able to use in your meeting. So Lena, you want to just explain that?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is what Zoom looks like once you're actually in the meeting, like Alaina said. So there's a cool couple features, and which is why we did it as a screenshot. One cool thing that Zoom has is a chat function. So I was able to send a message and include files. So I included a coloring page that they can download and work on during the meeting. You can toggle between everyone, and you can also just send a chat message to like a single person that's in the meeting. So like, let's say you're playing a game with your Girl Scout troop, you could send a message to just one participant and you could say, "You're it," and then, she would be it for that game and no one else would know. Just a fun idea. And then on the bottom of the screen, those are all the options for you as the leader of the meeting. Those are the options that you can use. So there's a mute function, there's a stop video function. You can always mute. If you've ever been on a virtual meeting before, you know that mute's pretty important. So that way there's no background noise and everyone can focus. You can stop your video if you ever don't want to share your face. That's an option. And next is invite. So you can invite girls. Let's say maybe you accidentally forgot a family or a person that you wanted to join the meeting. You can invite them, and then you can manage participants. So you can also mute the members of your meeting. So let's say someone forgot to mute themselves and now their dog's barking in the background. You can mute them. You can share your screen. You can chat. And then the next option is to record, which is what we're doing right now. That's a really nice function of Zoom in case a girl is ever not able to make it to one of your meetings, or if you're hosting a service unit meeting and not everyone's able to come, you can record it and share all that information. And then there's a reaction button, so you can just share a thumbs up or a clap if you agree with what someone's saying. And then the last button is to end the meeting. And that's just kind of how simple it is. So now Alaina will share with you how you can manage a meeting in under 40 minutes.
All right. So before you even get started with your meeting, you want to communicate with families first to make sure they have any supplies that you may be using during your meeting. So as Lena was showing us when she was actually scheduling the meeting, in the description box, this would be a great place to put any supplies that you may be needing, colored pencils, paper, um, anything like that. And then you also want to host a parents meeting first to troubleshoot. Make sure everyone knows how to use the app so that you're not taking away time from the actual troop meeting with the girls to figure out any technical difficulties. So you want to communicate with your families beforehand and have that digital parents meeting first before you begin to meet with the girls. So here's an outline of an agenda that we provided that can help you get in a meeting in 40 minutes or less. One of the most important things, even though we are meeting virtually, we want to continue as many Girl Scout traditions as possible. So for your opening ceremony, you want to continue to recite the Girl Scout promise and law as well as the Pledge of Allegiance. Another thing that we commonly do in our troops is have capers and have girls do various jobs throughout the meeting. And virtually, you can do that as well. You can have your promise leader, your girl, lead everyone in the promise virtually in your meeting. Followed by 3 to 5 minutes of business. Here you can share any news, any updates, and also go over the agenda and the activity that you have planned for the day. And then you can spend about 12 to 20 minutes on your actual activity. And remember that Girl Scouts is girl led. So either before the meeting or during the meeting, you can ask the girls what they would like to do for that day or planning in the future for the next meeting. They may want to work on badge, journey, or patchwork, a STEM or community service activity. Um, they can do a show and tell or a scavenger hunt. So what's really cool with having this virtual meeting is that you can stop sharing your screen. So if you wanted to do a breakout activity and go on a scavenger hunt or do a show and tell, girls can stop sharing their screen, go grab their items or do their scavenger hunt, and then come back together and share their screen again. And keep in mind to leave time for fun and socializing. And then you can use about 5 minutes for your closing. So you can do a feelings check or a time for reflection. Talk about the things that you discussed during your meeting, the impact or the meaning of the activity that you planned, or just to see how the girls are doing. You can assign homework for your next meeting, and you can hold a virtual friendship circle and squeeze. So we'll give you a few more tips on the next slide on exactly how to do that. And then you can also end with your peace out Girl Scout. So here are just some additional tips for success. So as Lena mentioned, mute is your friend. We want to be mindful of any background noise and distractions. So if you are not speaking at the time, it might be best to just go ahead and mute yourself. And then once you're ready to provide any input or answer any questions or anything like that, you can always take yourself off of mute. You also want to have a backup plan. You want to keep in mind that all girls may not be accessing Zoom on a computer or a laptop. The great thing about Zoom is that you're able to access it on a smartphone or even a landline phone as well by using that telephone dial-in number. But you just want to keep in mind if you're sharing any documents or files or having the girls watch any videos, just to keep those girls in mind who may not be using a traditional computer or laptop. So you want to keep some activities that all the girls can participate in. You might also want to open up with a fun icebreaker or an open-ended question. And Zoom has a cool feature at the top here, if you can see, and it says annotate. And it actually will bring up a separate screen of different options that you can use. So you can actually insert text, and I'm going to click on that. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but a text box did pop up, but you would be able to pose a welcome question at the beginning of your meeting, and then you can have the girls answer that for your opening activity, or they can put their answers in the chat box that Lena went over. Again, you want to establish and maintain a routine and expectations. During this time, so much is changing for our girls and our families, and we want Girl Scouts to be that constant. Continue to assign capers, continue to do the same things that you were doing when you were meeting face to face while you have your virtual Girl Scout meetings as much as possible. Keep your meeting traditions, establish those digital capers. And also, as we said before, you always want to make sure that you're keeping in contact with your families. So sending before and after emails. If there were any girls that missed out on the meeting, you can use that recording feature and send out a recording of your troop meeting so that they can catch up on any activities or badge work that you worked on. You also want to send any reminders. So definitely using that copy the invitation feature when you're setting up your meeting. And to remind families that you will be meeting virtually using Zoom, or any recaps as well. And always, you want to keep it fun and easy. Again, this is a very difficult time for all of us, and we all just need a little escape from the high intensity of the situation that's going on. So we want Girl Scouts to be a great release for girls to have fun and to continue to connect with their fellow Girl Scouts. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen if I can. All right.
Hello.
And back to you.
Thank you for going over that, Alaina. We put that together and we really think it can help you with some ideas on how to get started. And like Alaina was saying, it's important to keep Girl Scouts going to the best of your ability. It's a stressful time. Some people are now working from home and having to be homeschool teachers, that you have your children at home. Some people are still having to go to work every day. And we don't want this to be stressful. We want this to be a fun escape for you and your girls and your families. It's something to look forward to, something that's a little different than school, a chance for girls to reconnect with each other. Because one of the most important and special things about Girl Scouts is the sisterhood that it builds. So there's just one more thing that I want to say about Zoom and having any virtual meeting, is that we want you to really try and think outside of the box of how you can make it more fun. In your traditional Girl Scout meeting space, you can't bring your pets. So now that you're at home, you can have a pet parade. You can have the girls bring their tablets into the kitchen and everybody can cook together. You can show off your bedroom. You can even do really cool things like inviting guest speakers into your meetings. So let's say you wanted to work on a pottery badge or a jewelry badge or a drawing badge, you can invite an artist from anywhere in the world to your Zoom meeting or your virtual meeting, and they can instruct the girls. You can invite doctors or firefighters or even a baker, and they can show girls how you can decorate cookies. So it's kind of fun to be able to have that leeway to really have a really cool and special kind of Girl Scout meeting at this time when we're all at home and we're all looking for connection and just something to keep us occupied. So with that, is there anything else you wanted to add, Alaina, before we sign off?
No, I think we covered it all. Thank you so much, Lena, for walking us through setting up our virtual troop meetings.
Yeah, and thank you for that awesome agenda. Zoom and any of these other apps are all outside vendors. So we can try to help you, but if you ever have questions, you can always contact their tech support and their customer support. But we think that some of them are pretty easy and pretty user-friendly. If you have any questions or suggestions or ideas, you want to share screenshots or photos of your girls doing really awesome things, you can always contact us at customer care. You can email customercare@gswny.org, or you can call us on the phone at 1-888-837-6410. And we'd love to hear what everybody's up to. Follow us on social media and keep checking your emails for more ideas and fun things that we're doing, as well as important updates during this time right now. So we will say goodbye. We hope this was helpful, and we hope to hear from you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye. Mm, 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 mm.